Around 3,000 people who survived last year's earthquake in Indonesia's central Sulawesi province are still living in emergency shelters. The 7.4 magnitude quake triggered a tsunami that wreaked havoc on the coastal city of Palu and its surrounding areas.
And more than 4,300 people were killed and 170,000 others made homeless. Our correspondent Saiful Bahri Ismail revisits Palu to find out how survivors are coping.
Suhayati has been living in this tent with her husband and a child for a year now after her rented room was destroyed in the disaster. Thousands of others are also living in more than 500 tents in various locations in Palu, the provincial capital of central Sulawesi, where most of the fatalities occurred. Even though the government has built temporary shelters for the survivors, Suhayati says they are only for those who owned property before the quake.
Seandainya memang berhak dapat, saya pengen pindah. Cuma jangan dulu, saya nggak berani saya asal masuk. Nggak berani, saya ikuti dulu prosedurnya dulu. Soalnya katanya kalau orang bekos itu nggak dapat tentara. Katanya kalau dimasuk tentara, katanya disuruh keluar karena tidak punya hak.
The 48-year-old woman survived the quake that sparked tsunami waves as high as 6 meters. In some areas in Palu, entire neighborhoods were swallowed up by a rare phenomenon called liquefaction, which turned the ground into a roiling quagmire. The government, with help from humanitarian organizations, have built temporary shelters in different parts of Palu to accommodate about 25,000 survivors. While the construction of permanent houses is underway in Palu, a massive project which will be completed in December 2020, local authorities say survivors who are homeowners are given priority in the temporary shelters.
Kita masukkan duluan ya pastilah yang pemilik-pemilik rumahnya yang terlikuifaksi, yang tertsunami. Bagaimana dengan orang yang ngontrak kos dan lain sebagainya, yang menumpang? Boleh sepanjang yang sudah prioritas ini masuk semua, masih ada yang kosong, masih ayo kita isi saja, kan begitu.
In fact, there are still rooms for up to 2,500 survivors. But authorities say some of the survivors living in tents do not wish to move to the shelters because of the location. They say it's too far from where they used to live. And collecting important documents such as home certificates from the survivors is also challenging. In the process, there are some who have fallen through the cracks.
Jujur aja, proses pendataan ini boleh dikatakan cukup rumit sebenarnya. Yang pertama memang ya kita harus akui ya bahwa tenaga kita juga kurang sebenarnya ya untuk melakukan proses pendataan. Mungkin tenaga kita di sini kita sebutlah jumlahnya mungkin tidak sampai 100 katakanlah begitu. Sementara yang didata ini kan jumlahnya puluhan ribu. Gitu kan? Dari satu tempat ke tempat lain. Belum lagi kalau kita datangi orangnya lagi nggak ada, lagi pergi.
Nurjana is among those fortunate to move to one of the temporary shelters in Palu. The 43-year-old is even more pleased her temporary home is different from the other shelters. Hers is made of bamboo.
Senang Pak, senang sekali karena di tenda itu Pak panas. Ini kulit sudah terang Pak di sini, di Huntara. Waktu di tenda kayak hangus di tenda Pak.
These houses were built by Kun Humanity System, a humanitarian group that focuses on disaster relief and mitigation. Bamboo is the choice material as it is strong, light and moves flexibly in earthquakes.
There are 12 units of these bamboo houses in Poboya village in Palu. What is interesting to note is that the villagers participated in the construction of these houses. It took 6 people a total of 3 days to complete building 1 unit.
Survivors in temporary shelters can soon move to quake-proof permanent homes. More than 7,000 permanent homes are being built by the government and a number of humanitarian groups. The local government has pledged no one will have to live in emergency shelters before the end of the rehabilitation and reconstruction period in December next year. But for Suhayati and her family who are already living in the tent for 1 year, the wait continues. Saiful Bahri Ismail, CNA, Palu, Central Sulawesi.